Hey, what's up, everyone? Tom here from toolswithtom.com. I want to take you through today a faster and more effective way of being able to create UTM tracking links so that you're able to track all of your marketing activities back into your Google Analytics account and know exactly the customer journey back to back. So, essentially, why we set these up and how they work is for those of us who have never done any kind of UTM tracking before, they allow us to see where a user has come from in relation to the name of the website that they came from, how that message was delivered to the user, and then also a unique kind of campaign name that we can set up to identify if we're doing multiple promotions with a partner or with a website. We're able to see which one of those brought them in and what the different activity is between the different campaigns that we're running. So this allows for much more visibility from our users. It ensures that we know essentially the effectiveness of all the different online marketing channels that we're running. So the way that we would first usually set these up is you would just go into Google, you'd write in Google URL Builder, and it's now the second result. So this one here, devtoolsabspot.com, which will take you to the page we were just on before. And so the first thing that you would want to go about setting up would be putting in your website URL. So I'm going to use a test site over here, which is venetianblindsworld.com.au. We would fill in first the campaign source, so essentially the name of the website that we were that the user was on initially, and then they've now been referred to from us. So this can usually be things like Google, Facebook, Twitter, depending on where your marketing was happening and where they are now. So if I put in Facebook as an example, so this would mean that the user had come from Facebook and they're now on my website. The next thing we would put in would be the medium. So the medium is essentially the means of how that message was delivered. Is that a banner? Was it an email that was sent? Was it a newsletter? Was it any kind of advertising? And we usually put CPC for advertising, but we're going to put in post because we're going to use an example of a Facebook post that was delivered, and then a campaign name, so a unique way that the message was delivered, and essentially the identifier so that we know how different tests that we were running were performing, or how different variations of an ad were performing, or even just posts on different days in this example. So I'm just going to put in today's date, so 2 Feb 17, so that I know that this was the post that happened on the 2nd of February 2017, and I can see how the activity when people clicked on that post differed from what happened on another day. So now that that's all done, I can come down here and copy this big ugly URL that Google provides me with, and I can just put that one directly in my browser. So hit enter, and now that's been done. You can see that it's got all of my UTM tracking here. If I then check in my Google Analytics account, I go to my real-time report here in the left, click on overview, I'll be able to see that one user. And if I then go into traffic sources, I'll effectively be able to see where they've come from and what they're doing on the site. So you can see I've got the medium that I set up as post, the source as Facebook, and as the data updates, we'll be able to see the campaign in our reports as well. So this allows for much more visibility. If I was to then go and change the website that the user was on, let's give that a moment to update. It's now updated in my real-time analytics. I can still see that that's where they came from. So you can imagine how this is going to be really effective for tracking conversions, essentially mapping out the user journeys, but across all of your different marketing campaigns, not just knowing that it was a generic kind of user flow that happened. It allows us to really see the effectiveness of the marketing campaigns that we're running online and then be able to work out if we want to keep running those or allocate funds elsewhere. Okay, so that whole process that we went through, as you could see, it does take a while. And the thing about it is it's easy to forget. You've got to go through to this site that you're not used to going to, set this UTM tracking all up, and it's often missed. So what I use as a way of ensuring that I never miss out on doing this is I write in Google Analytics URL builder Chrome. If I Google that one, the first result is a result from the Chrome Web Store. I'll include this in the comments as well. But this is a really effective Chrome extension that you can use for being able to easily set these up. So see here, Google Analytics URL Builder. I'll add that one to my Chrome. So just give that a moment. And that's all set up. You can see in the top right, I've got this little shopping cart, and that's all I'm going to need. So if I then go back to my website, my test website over here, say I want to set up another one of these UTM codes. If I click up on my top right and open the Chrome extension, you can see it's already pulled in my URL, which makes life a lot easier from there. And then it allows me to fill in all of these different details in a really quick way. So I can go Facebook post to Feb 17. It automatically generates that link so that I can copy that. But what I really love about this extension is if I go where it says fill form or choose presets, if I click here, I'm actually able to set up presets so that I don't have to continually use those same parameters every single time, which obviously take up a lot of time during the day. So I'm just going to call this one Facebook post is a new set. You can call that one whatever you'd like to call it. My Facebook source is going to be, my source is going to be Facebook. My medium is going to be post, and the campaign I'll just put in as now FB post. But you could put in anything in there as well. If I click on add, that's now added to my list of presets. So now when I go back into the application, into my website, if I click on the URL builder and say, I want to really quickly set up some UTM tracking, I can just go down, I can find Facebook post here as part of my presets. That's ready to go. I could quickly update the campaign name if I wanted something a bit more unique. But essentially, I've got everything in there that I need to quickly be able to track what's going on and what's going to happen on that site. So you can imagine how much time that's going to save you if you are having to do a ton of these. The only issue with these, and the only issue with these UTM codes in general, is that they're bloody ugly. If you were to set that out in a Facebook post, this big UTM source with everything else, it looks kind of creepy in a way and a little bit dodgy as well. You want to make sure that your URLs are as attractive as they possibly can be. So how we can essentially make these URLs prettier is by shortening them. And the way that we can go about shortening them is if I go in this Chrome extension and click on where it says configure shortening service, scroll down, I can do this in two ways. I can do it by setting up a Bitly configuration, or I can do it very simply by doing a Google shortening configuration. So if I just click on enable for the Google shortening configuration, it'll come up, it'll pop up and say the URL builder would like to manage your Google short URLs. If I click allow, that's now ready to go. So I'm going to choose Google as my default shortening service. I go then back onto my page. I click on the Chrome extension. We'll just go through everything again. I find my preset, Facebook post. I now this time click on shorten and copy, and look at that. It's ready to go. The URL isn't as nearly as daunting as it once was. Super fast to set up. Ensures that you really have no excuses now for never tracking any of your marketing activities online. It's all there ready to go, and we've got to use it, guys. It's a really effective way of being able to work out how effective our campaigns are going online. So it's a real must if we're going to be doing any kind of online marketing. And guys, that's pretty much it for today. So if you do have any questions or need any more advice on this or any kind of bespoke setup, I'm happy to help. Email me, hit me up, tom@toolswithtom.com. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel as well, guys. Check out my other vids, and thanks for watching.